Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Tuesday, May the 28th meeting of the Griffin City Commission and ask that you rise. Commissioner Holberg will bring our invocation and Commissioner Flowers will do our pledge to the flag.
Good evening. Let's bow our heads, please. Father, we are here today to ask for your blessing and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first order of business tonight will be to recognize the graduates from the First Citizen Police Academy. And I'll turn it over to Chief Strickland at this time. That's right. We didn't do that. I've got it under here. After the presentation, let's do it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
While we're getting everybody up here, we had a good time with this program. I think our participants had a good time as well, and we'll let them talk some if the boss doesn't care for a few minutes.
You will introduce each one, won't you?
We're going to give them their certificates for the ones that are here.
Wonderful.
And graduate them right here in front of you, if that's okay. We spent the last 10 weeks from last Thursday night, Captain Jones and Lieutenant Dix and Lieutenant Richardson and a numerous number of police officers had these folks in the classroom probably about 8 weeks, and we did a good bit of hands-on stuff, and a lot of them have done ride-alongs with the officers. They went through criminal procedures, state law, traffic law, use of force, search and seizure, pretty much everything you get in the police academy, kind of a mini version real quick of what police officers spend 11 weeks doing on every Thursday night for about 2.5 hours. And I guess with that said, if you don't mind, we'll let some of them give you their thoughts after we call out everybody's name and give them their certificate for the folks that are here. And we'll try to do that quick. Yeah.
Omar Akbar. Alexander Kane. Raymond Crossnine. Edwin Culpepper. Amy Dowd. Shannon Dobson. Melanie Gagliano. Did I say it right? Close. Melanie. You're welcome. I don't see Bernie Gunnels. I don't believe Bernie's here. David Harwell. You're welcome. Roy Heron. Who's here? Roy. Shannon Heron. Markevius Johnson. Oh, here he is. Markevius, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ted Manolis. Jerry McNeely.
Yeah.
John Miller. Thank you, sir. James Mitchell. Gary Peters. Richard Shirley. Stephanie Simmons. Jennifer Thomas. Victoria Thomas. certificate, 'cause I'm showing everyone.
Yeah, I think everybody,
Okay, that's it.
everybody's got one.
Some of y'all want to say.
I want to thank Captain Jones and also Lieutenant Dix for heading this program. I don't guess we should have moved that. Anyway, there were a few folks that requested to be able to speak to y'all about their experience, and if y'all don't mind, we'll give them a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
My name's John Miller. I've been here before. All right, the Citizens Police Academy has been the most rewarding experience for me, and I know it has all these other people that have been here. And what did I learn? I learned that Chief Strickland has a and under his excellent leadership, has provided the citizens of Griffin with a professional and outstanding police department. Exemplified by Lieutenant Darrell Dix and Captain Jones. It's just mind-boggling to me what Darrell Dix has in his head is applied this That man just baffles me, boy. All right, it's my desire that there will be many more of these academies to follow. Thank you.
We thank you.
Shannon Heron, 413 Terrace Street. I've been here before, too. Just when I think that I can't appreciate our city staff and our city public services anymore, I do 10 weeks with the police department. It is amazing. We are blessed with a department where every officer is concerned about our city and loves our city. Leadership skills, not just in the higher ranks, but in all of the officers, they exemplify leadership. And I just appreciate so much that our city continues to try to educate its citizens and give us the chance to do things like this.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gary Peters, and I have to take my hat off to these ladies and gentlemen of the City of Griffin Police Department. This course was just fantastic. The knowledge that these people have to know on a day-to-day basis to do their job is just unbelievable. It's mind-boggling. But I take my hats off to them. Thank you very much. The course was fantastic, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who wanted to do it.
Thank you. Is that it? Okay, well, we thank you for attending.
Well, I'm going with them.
Yeah, can we go?
Meeting adjourned.
Don't drink and drive.
Mhm.
Okay, our next order of business will be to recognize Griffin Radiation Oncology Services, located at 725 South 8th Street, and Johnny Wilkerson, located at 924 Ann Street, as the Gorgeous Griffin's Commercial and Residential Beautification Award recipients for the month of May. Director of Planning and Development, Taurus Freeman, will address.
Good evening, Madam.
Good evening.
To begin with, I'll just give you a brief overview of exactly what is Gorgeous Griffin. And this is a program that, when I initially started, it was on my goals list from City Manager Kenny Smith. And we have put much effort in focusing on our slum and blighted areas within the city and trying to rid of a lot of our substandard housing. So to balance that out, Gorgeous Griffin was actually created, and that was to make people aware of the positives that we have within our city. As you know from driving around, we have some beautiful areas, we have some beautiful properties within the city, and this program would just highlight those and make people aware that Griffin is not what they think. We are growing together, we are planning together, and we are staying together. The program actually will run from May to September, which are the growing seasons. We will focus on residential and commercial properties. We will look at different areas each month. So therefore, we will never have the same property within the same ward. We would definitely like to cover all of Griffin with this award. Some of the things we will look for is neatness and maintenance of house and other structures, planting areas, landscaping, such as the visibility of the yard. We'll also look at curb appeal for businesses. We'll also look at ongoing maintenance and neatness and absence of debris. And with that said, I'll present our first awardees. Staff drove around the city quite extensively trying to look for what exemplifies Griffin in our first go-around. Our first award winner for residential is actually quite special because it is in our code enforcement target area. Mr. Johnny Wilkerson, who resides at 924 Ann Street. Unfortunately, Mr. Wilkerson is not here tonight, and Commissioner Bea will actually be receiving his award.
Speech.
Hey, is that my area or your area?
I think it's your area. It's on that side of the road.
Right, I think so.
Once you pass, broccoli, that's mine.
I know, I'm teasing you.
Oh, of course, he's taking credit.
I thought it was cinema.
Not since you changed it all.
And if you all haven't had opportunity to go by Mr. Wilkerson's house, please do so. It is a jewel amongst some pretty not so attractive things. But hopefully the other residents will actually see this award and they'll strive to do better with their properties. Our next awardee for commercial is the Griffin Radiation Oncology Services located at 725 South 8th Street. I think there's some representatives here tonight representing them.
Wanting to do a video.
Is that our new sidewalk or their old sidewalk?
I think I recognize this lady, do I not?
You do, yes, ma'am. I just want to say thank you very much. On behalf of Dr. Ray and Dr. Medberry, we're pleased to accept this award. And I want to recognize Paul Cropsey sitting back there. He's our architect and designer, and we appreciate all his hard work at our building. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's one other side note I would like to state regarding this. Not only will they receive a certificate, but they'll also see a sign to be placed in the yard for a period of 30 days.
Oh, great.
So we have one for residential and we have one for commercial. I don't do that.
Yeah, somebody, code enforcement will pick it up.
And I'll be remiss in not recognizing Kevin Barkley. He assisted me on this project, and he and I both got together for numerous hours and tried to work out a lot of schematics regarding it. And our goal is actually to grow this program to include citizens and make it as an advisory council to Mr. Smith, and so therefore we can look at beautification efforts throughout the city for a long time.
Thank you, Taurus. Thank you.
I like
Thank
the
you.
positive part.
Absolutely.
Bill.
I need a motion to amend the agenda, please.
Madam Chair, I move that we amend the agenda by adding item number 14, and I quote, "Consider a resolution for acquisition of temporary construction easements on 4 tracts of property as shown and described in construction plans for the 2013 Whitfield Drive Bridge Replacement Project, establishing an initial value for just compensation to be offered effective owners, and authorizing the city manager or designee to negotiate with the property owners for easement acquisition," end quote.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to amend the agenda to include item number 14. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Thank you. Now we'll go into citizen comments. At this time, I'll open the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. The chairperson reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. Having said that, is there anyone on my left who would like to come forward and make a citizen comment? Is there anyone on my right? Okay, if not, then we'll continue with our agenda. Our next agenda item are public hearings. Item number 3, receive comments regarding the proposed budgets for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2013 and ending June 30th, 2014. This is a public hearing. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific and advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the City Commission. So I invite any comments now for the proposed budget for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2013. Okay. Item number 4, receive comments regarding first reading of an ordinance revising and updating the city's floodplain management regulations. We are continuing the public hearing. If anyone has a comment or a question about this.
Just as a brief word of explanation, I see Dr. Keller is here at the podium, and also Jeff Stanley, our certified floodplain manager, is here, and Jeff might want to come on up too. Last year, Congress passed the Biggert Waters Flood Insurance Reform Act of 2012. As you know, FEMA manages the National Flood Insurance Program. And basically, FEMA ran out of money here a couple of years ago, Hurricane Katrina and some other catastrophic events. So they've revamped, through this legislation, their program. And they're trying to limit the number of claims by causing less damage when there are floods in areas that are prone to flooding. Basically, what this is going to do, and Jeff can answer any of the technical questions, but he's taught me a lot working through this process. But basically, outside of what's called the regulatory floodway, which is basically the stream or the creek channel in the immediate flood, low-lying area that's subject to flooding adjacent to that floodway, in which you're prohibited from building any type of new construction today or making any substantial renovation to existing structures. You still can put a structure within the floodplain. Now, we use a concept called the future conditions floodplain, which is a little bit wider, I guess is the best way to put it in simple terms, than the true bounds as maybe shown on the FEMA maps. But through our stormwater management program here, Brant and Jeff have mapped out and detailed what these future condition floodplain boundaries are. Our current regulation is you can build a house in that, for example, if you elevate it 1 foot above the flood height. This new regulation is going to require you to elevate to 3 feet above flood height. It still is going to require a 1 foot elevation on areas immediately adjacent to the future floodplain boundary. So slightly outside the boundary itself, we're still going to make people build a little bit higher. And with that, Jeff, do you have any other comments you want to address?
Drew, I think that's exactly, the gist of it is we've had a lot of changes in through Congress and through the CRS program, which I work with a lot. And Biggert Water certainly is going to be having a lot of people seeing higher flood insurance premiums. We're trying to also look ahead, and I wanted to mention our CRS program because that's one of the biggest ways we have of mitigating these higher flood insurance premiums. We are currently a Class 5 in Georgia. Our citizens who are in a floodplain can get up to a 25% discount on their flood insurance. And one of my biggest jobs has been to try to make sure we maintain that Class 5. The CRS has just had a new manual that was released this year, and the way they credit points and score communities has changed. been in close contact with our representative and working with him, and this new, the new revisions in the floodplain ordinance are gonna, I think, go a long way to help us maintain our Class 5 and our 25% reduction of flood premiums for our citizens. So that's basically it. We just want people, if they build in a floodplain, to build responsibly, to build safely. And I think in the long run, we certainly have numbers that can justify any additional cost offsetting themselves with lower flood insurance premiums.
That's quite.
It is, yeah.
Since Jeff has mentioned the flood insurance premiums, under the new law, if you have a structure in which you buy the floodplain insurance that's below the level of future conditions flood, the new premium's gonna rise to $9,500 a year.
Whoa.
So if you own that house for 10 years, you're gonna spend $95,000.
On insurance.
And if you get a conventional loan through, it's guaranteed by either Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, you have to have the floodplain insurance. If you're at or within 1 foot of the level, that insurance will cost you $1,410 a year. But if you're 3 feet above the flood stage, your premium drops to $427 a year. So it's remarkable savings.
What areas
achieve.
would be involved in Griffin, the city of Griffin? Not a whole long list, but.
Yes, ma'am. Essentially, all the areas that are currently shown on the FEMA DFIRM, the flood insurance rate maps, all of those areas are regulatory areas. So any home that is within that floodplain has the potential to see some change from this ordinance.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
On the verbiage, substantial improvements to existing structure, if a structure has like a fire and it's over 50%,
Yes, sir, that's
damage,
correct.
would they be required, or would they be grandfathered in if they had?
No, they would be required. Any substantial damage, the damage does not have to be from flooding. It can be from a fire. It can be from a car leaving the roadway and striking the house. Any substantial improvement or damage would go towards that, and we keep track of it for 10 years. We currently have no homes on our radar, on our Excel document that is there, but certainly we work with Taurus and the folks at the building department, and we screen any applications, permits that come through to see if a home is in a floodplain. If they are, then of course we will continue to track that, and that's part of our program as well. Once they reach that 50% threshold of fair market value, they will need to come into compliance with our ordinance.
Do we have, so you're saying we do not have any substandard properties in that?
We do not have any
zones at this time?
properties at this time, no sir, on that list.
Okay, thank you.
If we don't adopt this ordinance, what's our penalty?
Well, you may ask.
If we don't,
That was
if we don't.
rhetorical. I don't think he really expected you to answer it.
No, it's a great question. If we don't adopt this ordinance, I think one of the biggest things we're risking as a community is probably a good chance of a lowering of our community rating system level. I think our citizens definitely will not see the savings that are possible. I think also in the event of when a major flood does occur in the city of Griffin, we're certainly going to see much more damage to life and property than if we would have adopted this ordinance.
Thank you. All righty, I've announced that this is a public hearing. If anyone has any questions and would like for us to try to give you an answer, we'll be happy to. We would come forward at this time if you have any questions about this. All right, hearing none, we'll go on to our consent agenda. Thank you.
I might mention that Taurus is also in the loop on this, and he's going to be looking at our land use ordinances, our zoning ordinance, trying to flag these areas may be affected by the floodplain management ordinance.
Okay.
Madam Chair, on the consent agenda, we had a correction to the minutes today. Considering that correction, if there are no objections, I would move we approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Okay, that would be items 5 and 6, and that would be the second and final reading of the ordinance establishing an environmental council and amending the Code of Griffin, Georgia, at Chapter 98, Vegetation, Article 2, Trees, to allow the environmental council to function in lieu of the tree board. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. to the consent agenda? It is unanimous, thank you. All right, we're now down to our regular agenda. Item number 7 is to consider first reading of an ordinance revising and updating the city's floodplain management regulations.
Madam Chair, I move we approve, and I have a comment.
All right, we have a motion to approve with a comment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, okay?
I don't think very many people understand how hard Jeff's worked on this and what it means to people out there in general, but I've had some dealings in this. This is really a tremendous work, and it's very helpful to a lot of people. So, thank you, Jeff.
Right, absolutely. Any other comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous, thank you. Item number 8, consider a resolution to amend the City of Griffin's fiscal year 2012-2013 capital and operating budget and approve the cash transfer of $31,550 to solid waste from the general fund operating account in order to cover repairs and maintenance on unit number 973 track loader.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 9 is to approve the fiscal year 2014 subscription for services provided through Electric Cities of Georgia in the amount of $332,034. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam
Wow, that's a big number.
Madam Chair, I move we approve $332,034 as presented.
Thank you, and thank you for making it plain. All right, do I have a second? He had more time to read it, didn't he?
It's that West Side attitude, you know.
That is, I'm still looking for a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous.
This is $27,676 less than last year.
It is.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, but when you're talking about 332,000, you know, whatever. Okay, item number 10, consider a resolution authorizing the entry and execution of 2 contracts with the Georgia Department of Transportation for right-of-way acquisition for federal and state aid projects, CSSTP-0008 minus dash 00237 in parentheses and 238 in parentheses, in relation to the Spalding County Intersection Improvements Program. Phase 1, intersections of Broad Street at Experiment Street and Meriwether Street at South 12th Street. Well,
Make a motion to approve.
all right, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a question.
Any questions? Yeah.
Do you have some pretty pictures like you had this morning for that?
We have some, overhead aerials with the layout on it.
If you could drop a couple in the, either email it out or drop it in the box, just so. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 11, consider work authorization number 14 between the City of Griffin and Michael Baker Jr. Incorporated Consulting Firm, formerly LPA Consulting, to provide administrative service during execution of the Airport Improvement Grant, Airport Improvement Project AP013-9019-29, in parentheses 255, hereafter referred to as the Airport Improvement Plan 29, for the purposes of improving the Griffin-Spalding County infrastructure.
Madam Chair, I move we approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 12, consider the purchase of property located at 801 East College Street, parcel number 028-01016, in the amount of $25,000 plus closing costs. Approve the transfer of funds from land sale cash account to general fund operating account and amend the budget accordingly.
Madam Chair, I move we approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any statements, questions?
Where's it, Luke?
Kincaid
Oh,
and
it's,
College,
Kincaid, where it cuts through there.
coming up from Chuck's Gym.
Actually across
Hamilton.
Hamilton
Boulevard.
Didn't we have that last year, this thing?
But it's
They
cheaper.
wanted it for, sell it 75 or something.
Yeah, they've come down on the price.
Brian, I
I know you
Yeah, we
weighed in
actually
there.
brought it up, I guess it was about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
And it was in context of the cut through there.
Right, and we turned that down. And we're not voting on a cut through
Yeah,
now.
we
We're just
turned
voting.
that down, but it's a matter of they've gotten so low on dumping the property and that it is in a deteriorated state that we're looking at snatching it up, so.
Could always be another pocket park.
I'm next.
Any other questions? That's true. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you.
What if we build a pocket park there and move it to your area?
Right.
We're gonna put the
Put it
sheep-
on wheels and bring it on.
There you go. Wouldn't that be nice? And this
We'll let
one
you have-
doesn't
we'll let
require
you have
any
the house if you
comments.
want it.
This next one requires no comments. Consider approval for Chairperson Joy and Todd to attend the 2013 MEAG Power Annual Meeting on July the 15th through the 17th, 2013 at the Ritz-Carlton Resort in Amelia Island, Florida.
Madam Chair, I move we approve with no comment.
Thank you. That's
Second.
fantastic. Do we have a second? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. It is unanimous. Well, usually he has a kind of a smart blank
I made no
comment. And so,
It's not 2 weeks this year.
no. Listen, I sit in a cold, cold room at a beautiful place, which I can never figure out why they have it at such a lovely place, and we have to stay in classrooms for 2 solid days.
Might as well go,
It's suffering, I promise y'all.
might as well go to Macon.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, we are through with
Item number
item
14.
number 14. Almost forgot it. Consider a resolution for acquisition of temporary construction easements on 4 tracts of property as shown and described in construction plans for the 2013 Maple Drive Bridge Replacement Project, establishing an initial value of just compensation to be offered affected owners, and authorizing the city manager or designee to negotiate with the property owners for easement acquisition.
Move we approve.
Have a motion to approve?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Is this gonna be a problem? Have y'all talked to the owners yet? Oh,
You've got
okay.
permission now.
Got permission now. All right, I do believe we are through. City manager, do you have a report?
Just a reminder that the joint meeting for the airport is June 17th at 4 p.m. You don't have that on the calendar yet.
I do.
The pool, open Saturday and closed Sunday. We had some maintenance issues, and it's gonna be closed for a few days.
What pool?
Your pool.
What pool?
The brew.
It was the kids over there swimming today.
Okay, now when is it gonna be open again?
I don't know. What are the hours at the pool? It already open, but it's closed.
And the cost is $1 a head, or is it, what's the cost?
It's free.
$1 a head.
Oh, it is $1 a head, okay.
County
Yeah,
paying,
the county paid $600. Oh. For every day?
So how long is supposed to close?
Right.
We'll get back up tomorrow morning.
Hopefully it'll stay open until the new chemical control on the first. We were able to talk to technicians to put a cleaning solution on it. Hopefully it'll.
And how many do you have any idea how many people showed up the first day?
bunch.
I know how many on the swim team showed up, but I mean, you know, but, fantastic. That's great. Thank you. Drew, oh, go ahead, Kenny, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna tell you, I brought that up so you would be aware that we do have continual maintenance issues with that pool.
I understand that.
Sooner or later.
It's an amenity.
And just a reminder about Saturday's June Jam activities start about 2 p.m. and last until. Looking forward to a good crowd.
That sounds great. Ryan, I'll start with you tonight. Any comments?
Drew, did you have anything?
I did, Drew. He shook his head.
Well, I'll start by saying I enjoyed looking at the schematics, the design this morning, and I do want to make sure that that's a priority, because as we said this morning, these things seem to take forever to actually
skip from beginning point to end point, but I like the roundabout. That was nice. But I also want to say that I did go out and hit on the tennis courts, and it was nice. And we had a email request about getting a sign out there for the skateboarders and everything. So,
I sent that to Brent, didn't I? Yeah.
but it was real nice. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And I bet you also got the email asking us to do the other 4 courts as well.
Well, we've been getting that. We've been getting those for a while.
I know it, but the courts are nice. They really are, and we've got to protect them so that they don't get messed up, strictly for the tennis players. Cora?
No comment.
Commissioner Ward?
I have to agree with Ryan. I kind of enjoyed the workshop this morning. I was really excited when I left here, because, well, both of the schematics everything that was presented was in my district, so needless to say, I'm just really excited, and I want it to happen immediately.
Right.
But I understand that, and it's been a long time coming, so I'm really excited about it.
I think it will really open up that section, and it's gonna be great. Shahir?
Well, I just want to thank Chief Strickland and all of the officers involved in the police academy. I think that was a great job, and we really appreciate it. It's buzzing over the city, whether you all know it or not.
Thank you. Dick?
I agree a great deal with what Shahir said, and Cynthia too. This is exciting and powerful. Also, we've done 28 interviews. This is a non-city project for vets. They've been interesting. So please help me round up vets to get interviewed. And I spoke to your mother, of course. So, Lady Vet, I think she's going to come over and do it. But it's nice on our veterans that way.
Okay, I won't repeat that. Doug?
I want to compliment Taurus's efforts on this, recognizing businesses and residential. That's exciting. I think you need to expand it. Bill was thinking about during the Christmas season, the house that has the most Christmas lights gets an award because of the kilowatt hours that they use. But if you're successful through September, I don't see why you shouldn't. I mean, you've got the fall activities, decorations and stuff. Why not run it through the entire year if it's successful? So thank you for that. And want to tag on
Not
to
during leaf season.
But people decorate their businesses with different.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay. And then June Jam is going to be a great time in Griffin's the biggest party in downtown, even anywhere in Griffin. But if you want to get a table, $100 a pop for reserved seating. Otherwise, look forward to being out there and having a good time.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, all I have to say is that we had a tremendous Memorial Day program yesterday down at the cemetery. Tremendous turnout by everyone. It was held to within an hour. And the only drawback, of course, was traffic on Memorial Drive. And all you have to do is sit out there for a program and see how many people use that road. It is amazing the amount of traffic. Several times the police did stop it for delicate moments of remembrance of our veterans, or especially those who lost their lives in defense of our country. And I'm hoping next year that maybe for that 1 hour we can find a detour for the memorial service for the traffic that is coming through Griffin. For 1 hour, I'm hopeful that we will be able to do that. Okay, is there anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, second?
Second.
All right, I'll stand and we'll go.